Every company should use influencers in their marketing, whether or not you're B2B or B2C. What's especially important in the B2B space is if you have an influencer who is like you, you're more willing to or more likely to listen to their advice. So it's a very strong endorsement for your product or service. It's stronger than anything you can do on your website or through a display ad or on social media to have someone else point to your company or organization and say they should work with you. So the influencers between B2C and B2B are different. A B2C influencer is typically about the number of people that have following them and the type of reach they get. Within B2B, you're looking for someone who knows the context really well, so they're a trusted authority. So they may not have as many followers, they may not be as famous, but within your industry or context, they're very well known, such that they're going to get to the audience that you care about and that you want to attract. Finding the right influencer in the B2B space should be pretty obvious. So if you don't see them in your LinkedIn feeds or you're not noticing them, providing information either in earned media, so through like articles and things like that, it's almost obvious. It's obviously somebody. The one caveat to that is if you're going after a local market, there may be an influencer in the local market that isn't known nationwide, but they are known within an industry or a focus. There's a lady I know in particular who's up in the kind of East Cobb Marietta area, and she's very well known in the fitness space by people in that market. So if I wanted to target that market, I would work with her. The way I get to that is by finding people who are interested in that topic and talking to them about who do you follow, who do you trust, who do you believe in when they tell you to do something. It's an interesting line to walk. So when you're thinking about B2C, those are often pay to play. And they tell you that they've been sponsored for their, buying this product because they've received some kind of compensation for it. The B2B world is a little different. You want them to test out your service. You want to introduce it to them in some way that they are going to naturally make that kind of referral to other people. It isn't as much pay to play. You could use them in, either a podcast as a guest, so they have them talk about their topic and what they're doing, but it's the you can't ask kind of conversation. It's like, hey, so I have this service or I do this thing, and see if that's something that's going to be interesting to them to promote. Some common pitfalls of influencer marketing as goes the influencer, goes your brand. So if that influencer does something they shouldn't and you are associated as a brand to the influencer, you may also fall the same fate. You may find someone who likes your product today and doesn't tomorrow. I'm following a business influencer and he bought a product 4 weeks ago, raved about it on his newsletter, and then when he installed it in his home, it didn't work. And the only way for him to get to what he wanted for it to work was to pay more money. And so he turned them on blast in his next newsletter and talked about how I recommended this product 4 weeks ago. I got it in my house. It didn't work. So you don't have control over that influencer. You can't tell them what to say or not say. So there's both an advantage to that and a potential downfall.